going on, WVCW? We are back here with another episode of Post to Post with your host, Mario Navarro, and co-host, Cooper Bonenberger.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, Cooper?
Pretty good, Got some Kodak to warm us up.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Ready
it's
to get into it?
It was a Kodak day. I'm pretty...
Kodak Day, Rihanna Day as well.
Oh, big
Big
Rihanna
news,
Day.
Big news.
That's a perfect way to open it up here. So big news coming out of the football scene. We do have our official halftime performer, and it's going to be Rihanna.
Yes, sir. Rihanna, Super Bowl halftime. It was rumored to be Taylor Swift. Apparently, she turned it down. We got Rihanna instead.
Yeah.
Big Rihanna fan. Love her music.
Oh, yeah.
Love her. Shout
A$AP
out
Rocky.
Rihanna.
A$AP Rocky, do not come for us. This is... Anyways.
But yeah, that was my first thought. My first thought, honestly, when
Yeah.
I heard Rihanna Super Bowl, I was thinking, does A$AP Rocky make an appearance?
I think he does.
I hope so.
I hope they do this whole thing where, they get A$AP Rocky on there and have a newborn baby, just, like some Lion King stuff, hold him up in front of everybody.
Have him dropping some bars.
But no, I mean, we're a sports show here, right? I'm not going to go too much into music, but I'm just so happy. Just the idea of having Rihanna over Taylor Swift just makes me so happy. I feel like it's more versatility, wider audience, better music. It's just better. Just better halftime show.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Apparently, she had the opportunity to be halftime show.
Yeah.
2019, turned it down to support Colin Kaepernick in his protests.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought didn't she also turn it down this year too? I heard that she rejected it again this year. That's the reason why she didn't. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, it's Rihanna. She does what she wants, right?
Exactly. It's Riri's
I'd
world.
let her do what she
It's
wants.
Riri's world, and we're just living in it. To be
That's
honest
right.
with you. All right, and also coming out of the NFL, they are officially getting rid of the Pro Bowl game. Hallelujah. Thank you, because the Pro Bowl for such a long time has been such a snooze fest. I don't know. Changing it to skill games only, which is great.
Yeah, they added. So they're gonna have more skill challenges. They
Mhm.
did have skill challenges before, but it's gonna be more of like a week-long event now.
Yeah.
As well as they're adding a flag football game.
Yeah.
It
It was
should be exciting.
So about that though. So it's going to be a youth flag football game.
Oh, okay.
And it was
okay.
pushed by Peyton Manning and his Omaha Productions or wherever his
they're
thing is.
heavily involved with like the planning and execution
Yeah,
of
so,
it.
and his whole, because his whole thing, and I agree with him, is the whole idea of the Pro Bowl is a time to celebrate the game, right? Celebrate the best in the game and, the sport itself. And to have the idea to have the youth flag football game, is such a cool concept to me because it does expand it to, younger minds. And you're like, hey, I want to play football. It's safer than, personally, I think football, right? You shouldn't, if you're if you're not in high school playing contact, it's not safe. You're more liable to get hurt, which, that's just fact. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And having the ability for these kids to, play flag football in a safer manner and expand it. And not only is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be either going to be co-ed or there's going to be two games. There's going to be men and women game for flag football, which is great too. Because personally, I've been saying this for forever. It's like one of my goals is that I think there needs to be more emphasis on getting women into the sport of football. We have a WNBA. We have an NWSL, which is, the MLS, women's MLS, right? Why isn't there a professional league, women's football league, like a WNFL?
I mean, there is, but it's
No.
not. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not football. It's more of.
We don't talk about the
show.
MTV
No
thing.
disrespect to the players, but
No, it's not. I think what MTV did with it when they had it was kind of disrespectful. I feel like
it's just like
it didn't-
over-sexualizing women in sports.
for what reason? It's like I don't know. Makes me mad as I love football and I think it should be I think it should be respected and I think you know what I mean. You should give the women the platform to just perform like the men do. Like you shouldn't make it in a way where it degrades them or makes it seem like it's not the game of football.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's expecting like an equivalent to the NFL, right, where just
No.
as many people are watching, but
I just think it should be the same platform in the sense of rules wise, fun, you know what I mean. More make it look, you know what I mean, like football game.
yeah, for sure. And in theory, that would get more women involved in all aspects.
Yeah.
We'd see more women coaches.
Yes.
Just more female representation in
which is needed. I mean, like
football in general. Football is
male
it's a
dominant?
sausage fest, as they say. Like,
I don't
let's
know
be
if you-
honest, you know.
Yeah,
If
it
you're
is,
at a
and it's-
party, you're anywhere, you start talking about football. You know, very rarely
Yeah,
are you picking up girls with that. That's,
exactly. And
you're
I,
making bros, you know.
that's what I'm saying. And I think what I'm saying. My goal, right? When I get there, right, super, trillionaire, billionaire, is if I can, I will literally
Assuming.
fund it myself and make it so there would be a WNFL. Is what Women's National Football Day, I guess you would say, or whatever
Yeah,
name
for
you
sure.
say.
Yeah,
I
that
think
makes sense.
it just needs more representation. It needs more. I don't know. It just needs. I'm just happy what they're doing here. Like, it's a small step, and we're taking it and running with it. But it's a small step to like just expanding it, and hopefully more can come out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, let's go ahead and dive into week 4. Oh my gosh, week
Week 3.
3.
week
Yeah,
3.
I'm
Week
ahead of
4 is
myself.
next week.
I'm getting ahead of myself right now.
That's for next week.
So yeah, no, I just want to take the time. Like, I reviewed the Dolphins Bills game. That game was crazy, right? I was like, oh, like cool. Like Dolphins won. I'm like, I said it, but I don't know if I mentioned it last podcast, but I mentioned it. I'm like, hey, like this is gonna be a big, like milestone or a benchmark test for these Dolphins to see where they are in the season. And they won. And I'm originally running my notes before looking at the stats. I'm like, oh yeah, like Dolphins passed their benchmark test. Good on them. Go ahead. And I review the game. Listen to this. Total yards. The Bills had 495 yards to the Dolphins 212.
Dominated time of possession as well.
Double the time
Yeah.
of possession.
Absolute domination.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, why is this game close? 1. How did they win? 2. Like, and then look at the stats. Tua, right?
Dolphins also had the butt punt.
Yeah,
Punted it off his own player's butt.
that was funny. That was great.
That was hilarious.
Never in my life would I thought I was going to see a butt punt. But no. And then so Tua was 13 for 18 with 186 yards and touchdown. I'm like, dude, that's numbers. Those are like average numbers, right? Those are like not like crazy. Like
It was like we were talking about Geno Smith week 1. Efficient, technically a
Yeah.
good game, but there was not that much to it.
But I look back on it, right, and like I'm going to give the Dolphins their credit. They won the game. Their defense was phenomenal. They had multiple fourth and goal stops. It was a bend don't break type of mentality. You only broke a couple of times, but like in the end of the fourth quarter, or no, the entirety of the fourth quarter, it was the Bills' game to win. But they go down the field first time. They come out with nothing. They go again. They miss a field goal, which is game changing because that's what they lose by. If they
Lost
make
by
that
2
field goal.
points.
If they make that field goal, it's a different game. The Dolphins will win that game, and everyone's talking about how the Bills once again dominated.
Yeah, I mean, going
team.
into halftime, it was 14-14,
Yeah,
and Dolphins scored more points when it mattered in
Mhm.
the second half.
exactly.
Only 7 more points given, but more than the Bills' 5 points, which is a really weird stat. 5 points in a whole half.
Dude, that
I guess it's better than when the Cowboys scored 3 points in a whole game, but
Oh yeah, I mean,
whatever, right?
speaking of the Cowboys, you want to talk about their snooze fest last night? Oh my gosh, dude.
Hey,
Snooze
hey, hey.
fest.
A
Snooze
win's a
fest.
win. A win's a win. Before we get into that, though,
Okay.
I want to finish
okay.
up some thoughts
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
this,
I'm
on
just
the
ready.
Dolphins real quick.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to jump the gun too much. This is what I had written down in a little bit of a hot take section. I think the Dolphins might go undefeated longer than the Eagles.
No.
Yeah, look at the next 3.
All right, yeah.
Dolphins next 3 games. Bengals, then the Jets, then the Vikings.
Okay.
Eagles next 3 games.
Jaguars.
Jags, Cardinals, Cowboys. I think the Eagles drop one of those 3
No.
for sure, for sure.
It's funny you say that
Dolphins win
because
out.
I have the Eagles probably going like 9-0 to start the season.
9-0.
9-0, 9-0. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I don't fear the Cardinals. The Cardinals, out of all the teams that I would drop a game to, it would be the Cardinals. Yes, like if I'm ranking them, I'm going
If
Cardinals.
we get Dak Prescott back.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna get to that too. I'm about to jump the gun on that, but we're definitely gonna get to that. But I'm saying, look, we have the Jaguars, Cardinals, Cowboys, like you said. Okay, I see us winning all 3 of those games, right? If I had to rank them, what I fear the most, I'm going Cardinals, Jaguars, Cowboys in that order. And even then, like, the only reason why I'm scared of the Jaguars is because, man, did they show up against the Chargers? They showed up, and
They've
Doug
been playing
Peterson is
good.
doing something special there in Jacksonville.
They've been playing
It's
good.
what Dougie P does. It's what Dougie P does. And
He's
then
a good coach.
and then
Give it
from
to
there,
him.
right after the Cowboys, we have our bye, right? And then we come back to play the Steelers, and if they still have Mitchell Trubisky in there, we are dominating that team.
Yeah.
Then the Texans, and then the Commanders again.
Yeah, if you don't drop one of your next 3, you're gonna win. Yeah, probably go 9-0.
Which is nuts.
Because Steelers, I don't think have too much
No.
fight in them.
No.
Especially with Trubisky. The Texans suck. They're actually like the worst team in the league, probably.
I can't wait for that segment.
Texans are awful. And then the Commanders, you showed them what's up.
Yeah.
Given it was one good quarter, he scored all 24 points in one quarter.
We're going to get to that. I'm telling you right now. The whole reason why we won the game in the second quarter, if you didn't notice, our defense was in control of that game the whole time.
Do you want to know a crazy stat actually
ahead.
about that?
Go ahead, tell me.
If you guys did not have the second quarter, so if you erase all the points you guys scored in the second quarter,
Yeah.
you would have lost every single game. Obviously, that's like a really weird stat, and you can't just say,
I mean, that's
we're going to
I
take
mean,
away one
that's-
team's points from a quarter and not the other.
I mean, that's grasping for straws, though,
But
in a sense.
it is, definitely. But listen to this.
Okay.
It's a weird point. Week 1 versus the Lions, you guys did not score any points in the first quarter
Yep.
or the fourth quarter.
Nope.
You put up 24 in the second,
Yep.
14 in the third.
Mm-hmm.
Week 2 versus the Vikings, got a touchdown in the first quarter, 7 points. 17 points in the second quarter,
Mm-hmm.
0 points in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Week 3 versus Commanders, all 24 points in the second quarter. All 3 of those games, you ended up winning by less points than what you had scored in the second quarter.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I see what you're trying to say. But you have to take into account, right? What's the difference between the first game and the 2 rest of the games of the season, right? Our defense didn't really show up in week 1 against the Lions.
That is true. They
So
put up,
that's what forced
35 on you.
Yeah, that's what forced Jalen Hurts to continue to score in the third, fourth. You know what I mean? I mean, it scored in the fourth,
you
but we
couldn't
scored.
coast. You couldn't coast.
We couldn't coast. You get to the week 2 and week 3, it was 2 dominant performances by our defense. Which, granted, I'll give you the point. People want to say it's worrisome about the Eagles are not scoring in the second half. Like, oh, they can't score in the second half. We definitely can, and we will when we face a team when we have to. But what I'm saying is, if we decided the game in the second quarter, we went into halftime 24-0 up, and we're like, okay, defense, do what you got to do. We dominated. Like, on offense, our goal wasn't our whole point wasn't
Run
to
the
score.
clock
It's
out.
it's time management. It's something that, like, it's underlooked. Like, putting up we continue to score. Yes, it still gives them time to also come back on us. Which, granted, if you keep scoring, they can't catch up to you. But the whole thing was we just gashed them. We had to control the game. Our defense did not let them breathe. Like, they got their little dinks and dunks,
Yeah.
the garbage time. Carson Wentz garbage time. Call him trash man. Danny DeVito, always sunny in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It's like, it didn't matter in those games.
Yeah, Carson Wentz. Yeah, you said what needs to be said about him.
And that's all we're gonna
Not
say
too
about
much
him.
to add after that.
But yeah, but I see
The
what you're going
Commanders
for.
in general. But yeah, you see the point I'm making. Is
I do
it's
see the point
somewhat
you're making.
there's problems to point there.
Yeah.
Now, given seems like you guys are scoring more in just the second quarter than we have all season, but whatever, right?
Right.
Okay, we still won 2 games. I mean,
Yeah,
lost one.
I mean,
Our star quarterback got hurt. They're still doing fine.
that's also a discussion we're gonna talk about.
We're doing
is
fine. All right.
Everything is fine. Everything is okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what they say.
What? What do they say?
Cooper Rush, you're all that I need.
That's what Cooper Bodenberg.
Dak Prescott's just a friend.
But, I do have to say though. I mean, we're gonna move on because to the next. I do want to talk about your Cowboys. It's the idea of the Eagles, right? I can see us going 9-0. The thing is, I think we can compete with these. Like, the only team that I see, right, that we can fumble the bag to early on, or like not even early on, after a 9-0 streak would be the Colts. Colts beat the Chiefs.
Packers as well.
I don't think the Packers are on our level. I think we smoked the Packers. I don't think. I just did.
I think you guys are better than the Packers, but we were better than the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers always destroys us. So
I mean, that's different. That's just you guys. We're just built different. We're not the Cowboys.
you better hope so.
I mean, the Aaron Rodgers.
You better hope so.
Aaron Rodgers owns 2 teams in the NFL. He owns the Bears, number 1, and
the
partial
Cowboys
ownership
in
of the Cowboys.
playoffs,
That's
yeah.
just
in
how
the
it goes.
playoffs. He beats us every time. It's really sad. Shed a few
It's really
tears over
sad.
it. Not gonna lie, but
I'm not sad. It
hey,
makes me very happy.
it's all right.
But no, and
the Titans, we'll see how they turn things around.
to my it's okay.
Other than that,
how I see this, right? I've been saying this since the off season. I've been saying it for 3 weeks now, and I'm saying it. I've been having the same feeling in my gut, the same feeling I had when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017. Like, we have the team, we have everything going for us, right? Mind you, I look back at it, right? We lost 2 games. We lost second week to the Chiefs in 2017, which was a big name contender. So we had a test early on, right? Which I wish we had, but we have a super easy schedule this year, which sucks because we have like teams that give us, I mean, I don't see any teams.
It just happens to be easy though, right? The Commanders were supposed to be better than
yeah,
they
right.
have been
I mean,
playing.
Cardinals supposed to be better.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Vikings supposed to be better.
Even like the Colts and Packers
Yeah.
are supposed to be doing better than what they have.
Exactly.
And, Titans as well, as I just said.
But
hopefully Dak's healthy by the time we play both of our games.
I don't think I mean I don't think you should rush that. I mean,
I agree.
they're rushing it really hard. So
yeah.
I mean, what Dak Prescott?
There's
just got
definitely a
season
joke
removed.
to be made about rushing him back and Cooper Rush as our
Yeah,
starter.
you know.
Not quick enough on my feet to put one together, but there's a joke to be made somewhere in there for sure.
I saw one online last night. I should have wrote it down, but I did not. So, but no, and I think like I had the same gut feeling, right? I think, but this is also good. We're a young team. We're super young. I don't have I don't have the ages, and I wish I wrote it down and I didn't. But we're all under 25 at least, like on the offensive skill position wise.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is this is great for a young team to get 9 wins. I mean, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, right? But like
it would be.
That's what I'm saying. But again, like I wouldn't be upset if we lost early on. Like I do want this team to feel. I don't wish a loss, right? But I want them to feel like, I mean, but also the whole mentality is we always win a game, get back to work, move on, right? But I like the idea of them like just feeling this confidence, getting it going. Because if I feel like if we get on the roll with 9 wins, who's gonna stop us?
I would say looks like week 15, week 14.
Yeah.
You guys draw a tough matchup against the Cowboys.
It's funny because
we always split games.
That's what I'm saying.
The
so
two
if we
of
get
us,
it early,
always
you might get
one.
it and ruin my Christmas, and I'll be really upset, and I'll be the Grinch again. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't know.
It is the 24th of December. Yeah.
It would literally ruin my Christmas. But I don't know. I think we'll drop a couple games, obviously. I just don't know which ones. I don't know how we drop them. But I don't know. I just feel like our schedule is just really catered to us right now, and it's like I don't see
I think
a definitive, like, oh, man.
The only negative about being a young team is that other teams don't have that much film on you guys. Really, with like
that's fair.
Your current lineup, how you're running your offense, even your defense. I think you guys might slow down a little bit as the season progresses, especially as I was talking about before, like the streaky scoring within each game.
Yeah.
I don't know if the defense will continue to put up 7 and 8 point performances. Right, like the Vikings scored 7, Commanders scored 8.
I mean,
Lions scored 35.
Yeah.
But the Lions have been scoring a lot of points on everyone.
Exactly. But you got to remember this week one, I feel like it's an extension of the preseason. You know what I mean?
For sure,
so.
yeah.
But yeah, no,
I think you guys are due to slow down.
Eventually, right? I mean,
that being said, you probably still will win the division with how you're playing.
I mean,
win the division, you're good for.
We're winning. Which I mean, division in the sense of East and NFC. I think we will be number 1 seed in the NFC.
In the NFC East, you're gonna win the division.
I mean, go ahead. I mean, say what you.
I don't wanna get too far ahead, but
I don't see a team in the NFC that's better than me right now. Better than the Eagles.
Yeah, I guess it's a spoiler alert for my top 5 teams, but you guys are probably number 1 in the NFC.
We'll get there.
In the NFC as well.
All right, yeah. My fault. I didn't mean to get ahead. But I'm just saying. Though,
I had to double check my rankings real quick. I was like, do I really have them?
All right, we're not turning to the Eagles show. Now we're going to flip it over to the Cowboy show. And like I was saying earlier, it was a snooze fest. I'm literally doing I had to get home. I got off work. I had to do 3 assignments. And I'm like, man, I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to, be so invested in this game. Like, it would take the bare minimum of action to keep me away and have at least 1 assignment late. I finished all 3 assignments on time. That game did not hold my attention. CeeDee Lamb looked really bad in the beginning of in the first half, but he turned it.
Our whole offense. Yeah. The score was 6-3 in the first. No, 6-6 in the first half.
6-3 in halftime.
6-3 in halftime.
Yeah.
And then the Giants tied it up right after.
Yeah.
But no one was looking good outside
No.
of the defense.
No. And it goes to show, which
I'll tell you that.
and I was telling you when we were watching it last night, I was like, this is a situation where like I want both teams to lose. I wanted them to tie because I did not want the Giants to go 3-0, and I didn't want to hear everyone be like, "Oh, Giants are 3-0. Watch out for the Giants." No, they're not a great team right now, and how they won 2 games beats me beyond me. Dude, couldn't tell you. And then I mean, you guys are the Cowboys. I never want you guys to win, but I was rooting for you guys there mainly for the Giants not to be 3-0. But it's just. It's the
what
fact.
it is. We ended up putting up 23 points. I think if we put up 23 points every game of the season, we'd be a winning team.
Yeah, I mean, how you got 23 points? It came out of nowhere. It felt like you guys were like stumbling, and it's like, oh, you know, out of nowhere, 23 points.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, it goes
especially after the first half. Oh man.
And I do have to say this though. I mean, we'll get to it. We're looking ahead again. You guys play the Commanders next this Sunday. You're coming off a short week, right? Monday night game. Is it at? I don't know if it's at Washington. Is it at Washington?
That is a great question. I will have the answer right.
Because if it's
now
at Washington, coming off a short week, and you guys, the way you guys play is you guys let the team hang around.
It's Cowboys are home.
Okay, well that changes it a little bit. You know what I mean? Cowboys home off a short week, always great. But what I'm saying is, if you guys if you guys play the way that you played against the Bengals and the Giants, I think the Commanders are going to beat you guys. I think because you have a bad.
Like the Commanders have been playing that
no,
well.
no. The issue is right is with
Commanders might even lose to the Giants at this point.
No, I think they will. I mean, the Commanders are not a good team. I don't think they're a good team. But
so the Commanders, do they beat the Bucks? No. Do they beat the Bengals? Probably not. Do they beat the Giants? Maybe.
No, but it's the idea of the philosophy, not the philosophy of the way you guys are playing, where it's the way you guys have shaped out these games. If you guys don't get hot, if you guys do not take a lead and keep that going for a while, you're not gonna. If you let the Commanders hang around, Carson Wentz is gonna start doing something in garbage time and make the game close. If you guys do not, if you guys don't take the game by the neck, you guys can drop it.
I think if your defense managed to dominate them, our defense can
100%.
definitely hold their own. Our defense is not that. Granted,
no, of
maybe
course,
not as good as
I
the
think
Eagles
your
defense, but it's elite. It's an elite defense.
Your defense is I hate to say it, it burns coming out of my mouth, but your defense is great. You have a great defense. You know what I mean? Like you guys,
very good.
You guys can hold teams to nothing. Like you guys, you held the Bucks for a while to only field goals for a while.
For a while.
I mean, you held the mind you the Bengals are.
17.
I mean, mind you, the Bengals are coming off a big Super Bowl hangover, and I think they'll flip it. But you held them, their high-powered offense, to 17, and you held the Giants to what 13? Oh no, 16.
Yeah.
So, what I'm saying
difference.
though is that like I do not question your defense in this game. Your defense is going to absolutely thrash the offense of the Commanders in the first half of this game.
Sure, I hope so. We're gonna be putting up record number sacks. Dude, Micah Parsons gonna have like 20 in one game.
He might. He actually might put up some crazy numbers. But
he did have a quiet game. But everyone else was eating. So.
Yeah, but I also think though it's that like
you got double teamed a lot.
If your offense doesn't start getting it going, stays stale, and it keeps the Commanders in the game, I don't like that outcome for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. So you have us losing. You have the Cowboys losing to the Commanders.
Yeah,
week 4?
I do. I do. I do have you guys losing in week 4.
You want to put $10 on it?
I put $10 on it.
Shake it.
Yeah. And the camera. We got video too. Yeah. Oh, we didn't mention that. We have video now for this episode. I'm putting $10 on it.
All right, I got the Cowboys winning. You got the Commanders winning.
I got the Commanders winning. And it
could have gotten better odds at the casino, but
I'm putting it on the casino. Don't even. I'm putting on a nice little 5-game parlay right there to boost my odds. No, but all serious notes, I think this Cooper Rush magic has to. I didn't magic. I don't think it's magic. I just think your defense is just so good. It's literally putting Cooper Rush on your back. Like, mind you, I'm not gonna take away what he's doing. Like, he's performing efficient.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like a hot enough take to put it in like a hot take or any sort of section like that.
Yeah.
But I think within the next few weeks, so we play the Commanders, we play the Rams after that. I think in that Rams game, assuming Dak Prescott is coming back for the Eagles game, we're going to see how much we miss Dak Prescott in that Rams game specifically.
You know, it's really funny, though. It's like,
again, we're definitely going to miss him if he's not back by the Eagles.
guess this is definitely a hot take. I think Dak Prescott should be worried. I think he's in the sense of course he's going to be a great teammate, which as he always should be, and he will be a great leader. But in the back of his mind, he has to be worried. He's like, oh man, Cooper Rush stepped in for me with the same things I had at the beginning of the season with, and I couldn't do it. Mind you, the Bucs defense is great, right?
You gotta look.
We-
Bucks are a way better
we-
team than the Bengals or the Giants, and
Ye-
also week one.
I mean, okay, hold on.
There's something to be said there, but I don't think job security is too much of an issue.
It depends. I mean, we will, like you said, we will
more
really see
so than we will see. Yeah,
if Dak Prescott comes
time will tell.
and can't do what Cooper Rush is doing. I mean, Dak Prescott is like the only issue with Dak Prescott is right. He's just so inconsistent. Like he has so many great games and then has so many ups and downs and can't stay consistent. It's like if he stays consistent, he's fine. But if he has the downs where he's not playing good for a 2-3 game stretch, I know for a fact Jerry Jones even don't care how much whatever he paid him, he's gonna be like, all right, ejecto Cito, cuz, and then you're gonna put Cooper Rush in there. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be fine. I believe in Dak. I think he's got a great mentality.
He does. I think I'm
very
root
grateful
for Dak.
to have someone like Cooper Rush as a backup. Stepped in, win 2 games. He's 3-0 as a starter,
Shocker.
which is
I'm
I
shocked.
believe that's a record. First 3 starts, 3 wins. Maybe not a
Yeah.
record, but
It's something
that's
to
a great stat.
So it's
especially
a stat.
for
It's
a
a stat to make
backup.
Cowboys fans a little happier at night, I guess.
It's something to smile at, right? Something to smile at.
Oh, man.
But speaking of quarterbacks about to lose their jobs, Mitch Trubisky.
I'm so happy you brought that up because I had the same thing written down right
yeah,
here.
I have Kenny Pickett will play for the Steelers within the next 2 weeks.
You see though,
They
I-
pull the Jets and then the Buffalo Bills after
Mhm.
that.
oh yeah, what's that? Yes, you said so. Jets next, and then they have the Bills afterwards.
Yeah, it's the Jets
See,
next week and then
alright.
the Bills after
See,
that.
that's a very hard. If you're Mike Tomlin right now, you're in a very hard spot because it's like, okay, on the one end, it depends what you want to do for the season. If they're in win now mode and they can see themselves going to the playoffs, which I think they have the roster to do so, you go to the best route to make sure. You go the best route to make sure you win, and you put your team in the best position. Putting Kenny Pickett in right now is going to help your young receivers. It's going to, I think they'll eat more. George Pickens is a phenomenal receiver, and I think if you get Pickett's in there, what's it called? You have a better shot of winning. But also, you don't want to throw him in too early. But then again, you're playing the Jets next. Cool, nice little warm-up game for him. But then you're going to throw him into the Bills? You're going to throw a young quarterback against the Bills and this Bills defense. It's a very hard
Yeah.
decision to make if you're Mike Tomlin.
I don't know if he'll start against the Bills, but my thought process about it is the Jets, in theory, the Steelers should beat the Jets, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Jets aren't that bad this season.
No, they're not,
given
actually.
They're actually pretty good. But if the Steelers have any hopes of making the playoffs or having a winning season, they should probably beat the Jets, right?
Yes.
So if they're losing down bad to the Jets,
Yeah.
Trubisky might see the bench.
Yeah.
And then
I think it's a minor.
I'm thinking maybe if they get destroyed, if the Bills start running it up on them, there might be literally not a reason to keep Trubisky in there.
No.
Just get Pickett some playing time, have
But-
him run some plays
But again,
in an
though,
NFL stadium.
like
Why not?
if you want to see what Pickett can do, it's like you can put him against this Jets team, see what he can do. Nice little warm up. It's the Jets defense is the good defense. You know what I mean? He'll have a test with Sauce Gardner. As a corner, he has to read him. But
Yeah, he's very good.
it's just scary because if he does well, you don't want to throw him to basically you get mauled by the
but the thing is, even if he does bad, Trubisky so far has thrown for the second fewest yards thrown.
and how many touchdowns he has
I'm not sure, but it's the 4th
Yeah.
lowest passer rating
yeah
in the league
I think yeah
by quarterbacks who have also started 3
Mhm.
games. So if you average that out, he's, I guess you could say, the 3rd worst quarterback, starting quarterback.
yeah
Obviously, that's not how numbers work, but he's definitely bottom 5 starting quarterbacks in the
Mhm.
NFL.
yeah I know he definitely is.
Has been since he's been in the
He's a
league,
bridge
basically.
quarterback, which sucks because this is it for him. He's not gonna
Actually,
get a job after
funnily
this.
enough, the only quarterback with fewer yards thrown, Bears quarterback.
Yeah,
It's the Bears apparently
should be
just suck at drafting quarterbacks.
they need to be concerned with Justin Fields' performance.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
179, I think he had. I'm gonna check it for you. I think he had 179.
Yeah, the Bears in general might be not doing so hot.
No, no. But they won. They beat the Texans.
Yeah, they did
so
win.
They stay above
But
them.
it's the Texans, right?
Right. Yeah. But no, and also it's one of those things where like don't get me wrong, like I mean everyone's also banking on Pickett being like this great sensation, like oh he's star caliber, he's out here, he's gonna start winning. I don't know though. I wasn't. I mean LaShawn McCoy, favorite player of all time, like man I can't even. Anyways, but he was all in on Kenny Pickett. He was saying this guy is gonna be the guy for Steelers. He's gonna be the franchise quarterback. He's gonna be the new top guy. I just don't agree. I just don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too confident in it. Obviously, don't wish any ill upon Kenny Pickett.
No, I want him to prove me wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if
I just don't think
he's a franchise quarterback. Obviously, he hasn't played yet.
Yeah,
so no one knows.
Put on
right?
his name, and
Yeah.
he hasn't shown us anything, right? So
He could step in.
boo for us.
Win the MVP for all we know.
No, that's Jalen Hurts all day. Don't even.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, no, we'll see.
Maybe.
I just think
Josh Allen will win MVP.
no,
but-
Jalen Hurts will win MVP.
or maybe Lamar Jackson, honestly.
Lamar Jackson is top 3 right now. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts.
Lamar Jackson.
That's top
Easy
3.
top 3. I don't think there's too much debate for that.
All right. Well, okay. Well, speaking of which, you wanna. We're gonna flip up. We're gonna switch it this time. You're gonna give your top 5 for this week, and I'm gonna give my bottom 5. I don't know if it was difficult when you're doing it. I think it's always easy to be like, okay, you can sort out who the top 5 are, but picking the bottom 5 teams of the NFL was very tricky to me. I was like, man,
Especially this season, there's a lot of like 2-1, 1-2 teams.
yeah, but it was one of those things where it's like, man, it's like, yeah, you're there, but it's like you should be all the way down here, type of thing.
Yeah,
So.
even the Raiders are the only 0-3 team.
Yeah.
They're not that bad. I don't. Maybe. Well, I guess we'll get to it with your list.
But yeah, you go ahead, kick it
I don't
off.
have them as the worst. Yeah, we'll start off at the top. Top 5. At number 5.
In order, is this like? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is it like in order, like from like 5, like 5, 5,
Yeah,
3, 4, 2, 2,
I'll
1?
start.
Okay.
Go from 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So 5th best team in the NFL. I got the LA Rams.
Mm.
Not the greatest start to the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I believe their only loss to the Bills,
Yeah.
who I'll get to, spoiler alert, later in this list.
Spoiler alert, dude.
Matt Stafford's been solid as always for them.
Mm.
I think he's a great quarterback. If he gets a few more playoff wins, he's probably headed to the Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
That might be a little bit of a hot take, but
Ooh.
Matthew Stafford, I think, is a great quarterback.
I think he's a good quarterback too, but is he a Hall of Fame worthy quarterback is the question.
Not right now, but give it a few more years. I think he'll get there,
Okay.
especially with this Rams team. Their defense has been a little bit up and down this season, but they got a lot of talent there. Cooper Kupp, probably the best wide receiver
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Still,
I have
very
him as the
consistent.
best.
Yeah, Justin
I
Jefferson
have-
has been stinking it up. So
Yeah, for other teams I thought maybe could sneak into the top 5. I had the Rams right above like the Chiefs, Bucks, and the Packers.
oh, Chiefs are not in your top 5.
Yeah. So Chiefs, Bucks, Packers just
Ooh.
missed out on the cut.
Oh my.
I think in a few more weeks the Chiefs might overtake the Rams, but I think if they played each other right now, the Rams will probably win.
Yeah.
That's about all I have to say for the Rams.
Mhm.
Jumping to number 4, got Lamar Jackson's Ravens.
Yeah.
I think they're killing it. They should have beat the Dolphins. They didn't.
I mean, that was their game. To
That
win.
was a crazy comeback by Tua. I believe we talked about that. a
Yeah, oh
good
yeah, we
amount.
went into good depth about that.
And as we just said, Lamar Jackson's right there in the MVP race.
Mm-hmm.
He's having an amazing season. They got Mark Andrews, their leading receiver. He's a tight end, but leading receiver as far as yards and catches, I believe, goes. I think he's a top-end, elite tight end, and he has been for the past
I think.
2 seasons, 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, I had him up there. I think at one point I had him above Travis Kelce as the best tight end in the game right now.
Yeah, I think he might be.
Yeah.
He's
I think more
Very
well-rounded.
good.
Yeah,
That's
great.
about it.
He's a
He's-
great tight end. I mean, blocking. I mean, watching him block. I mean,
blocking, running,
blocking. I think is
catching.
better than Travis Kelce. That's why I had him above him because his blocking is just a little bit better than Travis Kelce. And his
Travis
pass catching,
Kelce's good at blocking as well, but he's turned
More
more,
of a-
into a
Mhm.
receiver,
Yeah.
lining up on the outside more often.
Yeah.
As far as the games I've seen, concerns about them is they do give up 25 points a game.
Yeah.
questions about their defense.
Big questions, actually. I
Um,
think that's going to hold them back, if anything.
Yeah, and outside of Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, there's a lot of questionable talent on that team, right?
Receiving-wise, who's he throwing it to?
No one.
Exactly, except for Mark Andrews. So
Yeah, he's got Mark Andrews. Lamar Jackson's by far their leading rusher, I believe.
Well, okay, hold on now. We'll wait till J.K. Dobbins get back. You know,
Yeah, that is
just
true,
wait.
that's
He'll
true.
get
He
back.
needs to get
Hopefully, I
healthy.
mean, they're praying on it, right? He makes a big impact. I think he will. I think he'll come back.
Yeah,
super healthy.
their running game. Well, I guess their running game is tough to say because Lamar Jackson's really good. Their running back core really needs J.K. Dobbins
Yes.
to come back
100%.
very badly. So yeah, I think Ravens are definitely a threat to look out for this season
100%.
as long as they put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson's going to do Lamar Jackson things. They're going to put up
Jackson's
points.
Mm-hmm.
Moving into number 3, you might get a little bit mad at me for this,
Yeah, it's
but
okay. I was expecting it.
Eagles. 3-0, undefeated.
I'm not gonna be upset with that one.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, I think is
Everyone eating.
the second best wide receiver duo in the league right now.
Second best duo.
Yeah, second best.
Because the guys you have
starting
above
wide
us.
receivers.
Because the guys you have above us, you're gonna say we the second best.
Yep.
I can argue.
Second best wide receiver duo. We're gonna get to the first best
No,
in 1 second.
No, that's okay. No, okay.
Obviously Jalen Hurts putting together MVP type season. I still have Josh Allen, maybe a tad bit above him, but we'll see. If the season ended right now, maybe you give it to Jalen Hurts because 3-0, taking care of the football. I think he has 2 or 3 turnovers on the season.
Jalen Hurts only has one interception.
Only one.
against the
But I believe
Vikings.
one fumble as well. Or no?
No fumble.
He fumbled, but I don't think they lost it. So only one turnover. Can't ask for much better than that. I think Miles Sanders has been great. Not
You know what?
amazing,
You know
but
what?
he's been great.
I'll be on. He's my favorite player on the team right now, Miles Sanders. He has not been, performing the way I want him to perform. I feel he looks a little slow, and I hate to say it. He looks a little bit slow, but he does have his bursts of great runs. He'll get there. I think as the season goes on, he'll definitely get there, which is scary for every other team out there because everything else is clicking.
Yeah.
Once Miles Sanders starts really, really clicking and being the top back at the NFC East, which he should be, that's scary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is. Yeah, not too much to say about his season so far, other than he's been good, but not amazing, right?
Yeah.
Can't complain too much, but you also can't sing his praises that much. As you said, I think as the season goes, he'll start eating more and more.
100%.
Especially in that offense. Wow. I don't think your O-line is amazing.
That's
it's
also a
great.
very hot
It's
take.
great, but I don't think it's amazing.
Okay.
And also, out of the top 3 teams, you guys have remained pretty healthy this season. Barnett
Dude,
is
why
out.
would you say that? Why would you have the nerve to come out here and openly say that on the mic? Oh man.
All I'm saying is, out of the top
man.
3, you guys are the healthiest team.
Stop saying it. Stop.
Not hoping for any injuries. Obviously, I'm not Sean Payton, right? But so far, you guys have remained healthy.
Yeah.
Good on your training staff, on the players. Hopefully, you continue to stay healthy. We'll see as the season goes on. It's impossible to stay 100% healthy. How you guys deal with certain injuries.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine. Some good depth. As long as Hurts stays healthy. Again, I probably shouldn't be saying that, right?
Yeah, you're making me really mad over here. I'm like kind of fuming. And you're just saying all these names and healthy, and I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, I think Eagles are a legitimate Super Bowl threat
Yes.
as they've been playing so far.
Uh-huh.
Like I said before, I think they're going to slow down a little bit, but they're going to keep winning.
Yeah.
They're going to be good.
And then
Something to watch out. Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to get mad. I ranked them above the
Yeah, a little
Eagles.
bit. I am.
Miami Dolphins, also undefeated.
You know, it's fair
3-0.
though. They have played harder. I guess you can say more difficult teams, right? But I think if we're just looking at it, like, and then maybe Tua does have more passing yards than Jalen Hurts this season right now. But I still,
I don't. Maybe.
I still strongly believe that we have the better receiving core. I mean, I think Devontae Smith didn't have a single catch in the first game, and he already has more catches than like a lot of top receivers combined.
Yeah,
just in 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Commanders just decided not to guard him, basically. And even when they did, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill as the best wide receiver duo in the league.
That's fair.
They put up more yards per game than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith combined. I believe, though, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith might have more touchdowns. I forget the exact stat. I should have written it down.
Yeah.
But either way, so far
they
they're
had
the
two
best
each
wide
last-
receiver
they had
duo
two-
in the league.
Waddle and Hill had two touchdowns last week. So
Yeah,
That puts them on
again,
pace.
last week you guys destroyed the Commanders. I wasn't
last week I was in
had
like
a great
week
second
2.
quarter.
Yeah.
Great second quarter. Not a great game, but
Great
second
game.
quarter.
It was a great game.
Defensively a great game.
And then go ahead with
still on the Miami Dolphins, dealing with a good amount of lingering injuries. Nothing too serious, but a lot of players are questionable. Obviously, Tua damn near got knocked out. He was on
What do you
chicken
think-
legs.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think it was a dirty hit? Not a dirty hit.
I'm trying to replay it in my mind.
I don't know if you remember. It was a drop back. I forget who hit him, but it was the guy. The Bills defender came. The ball was out, and then the Bills defender came, extended his arm, and gave him a little shove. And what happened was he fell backwards.
Fell back, hit the back of his head.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. People want to say
Maybe unnecessary, but I don't know.
Maybe,
Dirty.
but,
How forceful was the push?
it was just a one arm extension.
Yeah, obviously, if he took his head off, like helmet to helmet.
Yeah,
that would
then
be
I'm like,
dirty.
bro.
I believe they called a flag on the play.
They did call a
right?
flag on the
Yeah,
play.
so clearly, maybe not clean, right? But
Probably a little
I don't
late.
think he was
Yeah.
intentionally trying to hurt Tua. I think
No.
it was more of just I'm gonna get in your head, show you I was right
yeah,
there.
just to give you rough
close
him
to
up a
hit
little
you.
bit. So.
But yeah, hopefully he stays out of the concussion protocol.
So there is a
Stays
thing going on
healthy.
around with that is
Yeah.
he was in there, end of the second quarter, halftime came and he was right back in the game. I think Emmanuel Ocho came out and said I don't care what happened to him there. He got into that game way too fast. He was saying the concussion protocol with him when he got hit really hard. He made a tackle on a running back. Knee made contact with his helmet. He was definitely hit him hard, and he definitely was feeling it. The concussion protocol brought him in and said, "What day is it? And where are you right now?" Obviously, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, it's Sunday. I'm playing a game, and this is where I am." After the game, he didn't remember where he lived. He couldn't find where he said he didn't know which house was his. So people are really upset because hey, that concussion protocol seemed a little bit too fast. How would he recover? Are you really putting his safety, in their hands? They're really making sure that Tua's safe. But
Yeah, I guess you could say, hey, they ended up winning the game. He was fine, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, he probably shouldn't
No.
have been back in the game, at least that fast. But we're not medical
Yeah,
professionals.
right? Who are we?
We don't know anything about that necessarily.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just saying,
yeah, I
who
mean-
knows? He probably could have been fine. He could have been shaken up there a little bit, but also they could have rushed him. So
Yeah, and actually, funnily enough, my concussion that I got a few years back, somewhat similar situation, kind of push down, fall back, hit the back of your head.
yeah, just NFL level.
Not
game.
a little bit different as far as the level of athletes going at it, right? But I got a similar concussion. Well, I guess concussion. He doesn't have a concussion. I got a concussion in a play somewhat like that, but in soccer.
Yeah.
I went black for a second, came back to, did not know what the score was, didn't really know what team I was playing, but I knew what tournament I was in. I got up, kept playing, finished the game, played the next day too, actually, which is really not good. So it's not out of this world to say, oh, he came back and played, but at the NFL level, when you're dealing
You
with
have to be
someone who you view as a franchise quarterback who's been playing like a franchise quarterback,
Yeah.
you got to be a little bit more careful than that, in my opinion.
I
Don't
agree
want
with you.
what happened to RG3 with the
100%.
Redskins,
This is really sad.
anything like that.
100%.
But yeah, that's the Dolphins.
Commanders, bro. It's Commanders.
And I'm guessing you can tell who I got as number one
Yeah.
on my best team.
Yeah.
Still the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Lost to the Dolphins, but
Okay,
there's not too much to say there. They should have
Yeah,
won.
I feel like the Dolphins escaped from the Bills.
They had a lot of injuries on their defense.
Yeah.
It's the Bills. Still have them as the Super Bowl favorites.
100%.
They're probably the best team in the NFL. I took up a little bit too much time. I'll let you.
No, you're good.
I'll let
you're
you
good.
get to your bottom 5.
No, it's fine. I mean, yeah. This was really hard for me, but I think I made a nice list here. So I'm gonna start it off with, from 32 to 28. I have dead last. I have the Raiders dead last. You're telling me you have all this talent on offense, and you have a solid defense, I would say, and a good pass rush. I can't name any of the corners. But you're gonna be 0-3, and you're gonna make the Titans this week look like a powerhouse team, like they were a year ago. Like that's not. You can't do that.
It's not a good look.
No, you're not. You're not convincing anyone. Like you're 0-3. You're 0-3 for a reason, and that's that. And that's all I have to say on that part. Going up the list, right? It was hard to see who you put above, who you put lower. I have 31. I have the Commanders at 31. I mean, you're as good as a quarterback you have, right? Carson Wentz is going to do it for you. Your O-line's letting up all these sacks. And not only is he not good in itself, he's also going to be just rushed the whole time, pressure in his face, can't breathe, smothered.
Yeah, Carson Wentz's pocket presence plus a bad offensive line is
his fumbling problem.
Yes, very troublesome.
So, it's hard. Like I want to give them more. Like I could probably put them. I probably should have put them higher than some of these teams. The next 3 I have, but I think for now the next 3.
It's divisional bias too. We don't like the Commanders that much.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to put the Giants on this list, but I could not. So, anyways, right above them, I have the Texans. Now, hear me out. Texans, I'm not gonna have them dead last. I'm not gonna have them any above where they should be. I think as the season goes on, one of those things where like all the teams, you start getting their footing and start doing what they need to do. I think their performance against the Bears is what kind of put them here on this list. If they beat the Bears, I'm swapping them with the Bears. Like if they somehow beat them, I'm putting them lower, and then I'm higher, and then the Bears where they are. But
the Bears just beat the Texans, right?
Yeah,
23-20?
that's what I'm saying. If the Texans beat the Bears, they would have
switched.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying looking forward. My fault.
No. So that's where I have them, and I think Davis Mills is gonna come to his own. I think they have a great running back in Damon Pierce, and I just that's what I have to say. 30. Put him in the mid. Put him in the middle of the bottom pack.
Yeah, I probably would have had him as the worst team.
Yeah,
but that's fair. Bottom 3, I'll take it.
And then the next 2, I don't think people are going to agree with me on, and I think I may be biased because of the game on Sunday. I think it was an awful game. I think I have Broncos at the 29th best team or the 29th team ranked in the NFL. Listen,
I think the
Broncos stink.
Seahawks.
Broncos
pretty bad.
Broncos stink. Broncos are awful. You're putting up 11 points in a primetime game with Russell Wilson as your quarterback and all that talent. Horrible. Oh, what was it? It was one play in particular where it was like a fourth and it was a 4th down play, like maybe I'm mixing up games, but regardless, Nathaniel Hackett, his play calling, time management has still not improved. He should not have won this game against the 49ers. I don't see in any universe where they play how they played and they win, and they won. So whatever, good for them. They stink. I feel bad for Russell Wilson. I mean, he's part of the problem, right? He's not performing as good as he needs to. But
he's had when you watch the game, he has some plays where it looks like vintage Russ,
and then
escaping from the pocket, dropping a dime. It just the offense isn't inspired.
But then there's other plays where he's just throwing 20 yards from the receiver, totally missing his target, not on target, not doing what he needs to do.
Yeah, I mean,
He
didn't have that great of a game. 184 yards.
Yeah.
Got sacked 4 times.
Yeah. But mind you, Nathaniel Hackett, though, is not helping him with his play calling and game management and doing things like what he's not supposed to be doing.
And I believe Jerry Jeudy wasn't fully healthy.
He was not.
Yeah.
He did have, but he played,
but he wasn't fully healthy.
Yeah. And then right above them at 28, I had the 49ers. And listen, they are in trouble without Trey Lance. It's really funny, too, because in the beginning of the season, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe, Trey Lance to put him in a little bit too early. No, they're in trouble. I
think Trey Lance is the winner of the NFL this week.
Oh, yeah.
Confirmed he's going to get a starting job when he comes back.
Jimmy G running out his own end zone for a safety, what Daniel Orlovsky did with the Lions.
Orlovsky's was a little bit worse, but...
Yeah, but because he had no idea. But Jimmy G also had no idea what he was doing, and he also did not put up... I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo had a great start to the game, and then fizzled out. Where'd he go? Jimmy G, he's clearly not the quarterback. He's clearly not going to win you those big games if you're putting up 10 points against the Broncos. The Broncos defense, people want to say, oh, that defense is what won in the game. No, I think the 49ers shot themselves in the foot. I think the Broncos defense is nothing to be, like, oh my gosh, they're so great.
I
Like,
guess
no, they should be.
They only
They
let
should
up
be.
10 points,
But
but
accounted for what, right? Jimmy G at quarterback. So.
which is honestly pretty impressive when the offense has been as bad as it does, or as it has been,
Mm-hmm.
and the defense is only letting up 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say, nice job, pat the defense on the back.
Yeah.
You guys did your job, and then you just save up all your
Mhm.
anger and expend it on the offense for not being good.
Yeah.
At all.
But it's one of the things. I mean, and again, these 5 teams are really tricky because there's other teams that definitely could be in the spot. And
Seahawks
Seahawks are definitely one of
really
those teams
bad.
that should be in here probably.
But I guess they beat the Broncos, right?
right. So that's why I have them not in there. And then
Yeah.
I also I could put the Giants in here. I don't care. They're 2-0. I mean 2-1. I don't care. They didn't show anything against the Cowboys. They didn't show anything spectacular against the Panthers, and they didn't show anything crazy against the Titans. So
yeah, not a Giants fan at all.
they definitely should be in this
don't care
conversation
for
as
'em.
well.
I think you could drop the Saints down there as well.
Yeah, definitely the Saints. Oh, speaking of which, you know what? I hope they continue to keep losing. Not because anything. I mean, personally, I don't really like the Saints, but also we hold their first round pick. Like we have that, so they keep doing bad. We not only are we gonna finish the season great, hopefully, but we're also gonna have a top 10 pick if they keep doing bad. So let's go Saints. Keep doing what you're doing. Go in this bottom tier
get the
teams.
Eagles a top pick.
And then I think lastly, I forget what team I had on here that could have been here. I was gonna say I don't want to hear anyone say the Lions should be down here. They're 1-2, but they are way better than the record going so far. So I still have them winning the division. They'll do it. They'll pull it out.
Yeah, Lions aren't too bad at all.
No.
I
But
guess you could say. No, it's a little bit disrespectful to the Steelers. I think the Steelers have a better roster than all those 5. But like with their quarterback play,
Steelers could be there.
does the rest of it matter?
Yeah. But we'll see going forward. I think it's gonna be another crazy week again to see where everyone is and see where everyone holds out. But
yeah, by the time week 6 hits, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of what all the teams are going to look like going forward.
Yeah. All right, so we got a couple minutes left here. I want to close it out. We haven't talked about any soccer yet, and I want to get into soccer. I don't know if you were able to.
For sure, yeah. Some World Cup stuff. Let's get
Yeah.
into it.
But first, I want to open it up with I just have to say, I feel so happy to come to the show. I wake up, I'm like, man, I'm just so proud and happy to be an Eagles fan and a Real Madrid fan, and then my co-host is not only a Cowboys fan but a Man United fan.
Let's go.
You know how
Reds.
great that feels.
Red
It's just,
Devils, baby.
it's just, I don't know
All
how
day,
you,
every
I don't know how
day.
you do it. I don't know how you do it for your own sake.
I wake up every day. I look at a picture of Harry Maguire, and it motivates me. Like, don't be like that, man. Get up, put your work in,
But
and don't be an idiot.
don't be an idiot.
Harry
He
Maguire
was an
sucks.
idiot for.
He was an
England.
idiot, and it really showed.
It did.
Yeah, that's,
I have that there.
that's why every game he's played for us, we lost.
Yeah.
At least started.
Yeah. So hopefully that continues when he plays for England in the World Cup, so they don't.
Yeah, if you
win
want to
their,
talk about your top teams in the World Cup, because I do not have England as a top team.
I do not either. I don't think.
I don't have them as top 4. Maybe
No.
they sneak in like 5th, 6th, 7th, but
No, I think. No, you know who I have in there. Honestly, I mean, obviously I have Brazil number 1.
I have
them,
Brazil 1 as well. I think that's
My
pretty clear.
boys.
Pretty clear. Brazil has the best
team internationally wise.
I'd say the only weak spot they maybe have is their wide backs, their outside backs.
Yeah, I don't know who we have
Alex
there.
Tellez, Renan Lodi.
Yeah, I don't know.
Good, but not great, right? Lodi's pretty good. He's very respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Tellez is great attacking, but defensively there's questions.
Yeah.
At least his time at Manchester United.
Mm-hmm. His attacking, you say his attacking is great. His defending
is what you worry about.
I feel like Brazil is gonna. Like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kill them with pressure. I feel like we're just gonna continually be on the gas.
For
and
sure.
keep
You
going.
guys have
We cannot be punching them out. or
probably the greatest group of attacking players maybe of all time.
Yeah.
As far as like
Well, at once.
at once, at once.
At once. Let's make that very clear because.
Yeah, in one World Cup on that roster.
Yeah. A lot of firepower. But
Yeah.
no, and
for national teams, obviously look at like the prime Barcelona days. They had
national team.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
well,
but
yeah.
purely looking at national teams.
Yeah, yeah. But I think we don't have time to get to every game. Well, from the international break, right? I think from what I've been seeing, and I won't be able to give predictions, but I do think I can definitively say what my group of death is going to be. I think it's Group H, and that can consist of Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea.
That's a good group.
And I mean, people can argue like, oh, like Group F or Group E, but no, I think Son is doing something great in Korea. I think he's going to carry this team on his back. I think he's going to cause problems in that grouping. And Portugal, Ronaldo, Bruno, I mean, everyone in that team is just phenomenal. They're going to obviously, they're favorites to win that group.
Yeah, Uruguay's been playing really good recently.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Ghana. I think Ghana, if you sleep on Ghana, they might, little ripples in that group. And I think
Ghana's not a bad team at all. They're very good.
Yeah.
Well, not very good, but they're
a team you cannot sleep
respectable
on.
team. Yeah, if you take it easy, they will beat you.
Exactly. But I don't know if
that's probably a group of death, definitely.
Yeah, you think? I mean, I was saying, like, do you have anything for just close it out here? Do you think what's your before we we're getting close, guys. I'm so excited. It's about to be October. Then it's November, and then we're getting into this World Cup stuff. And we're gonna talk about more World Cup and international games, and I'm so excited for it. But I think, and we're not gonna give our early predictions yet. But I think if you had to give your group of death, what would yours be? I mean, if it could be the same, I don't know, but
it looks like you said, Group F. I'd make an argument for that.
Yeah.
Belgium, Canada, Morocco, we don't really care about, and then Croatia. Modric still has it in him. Still a great team.
Yeah.
Canada's one of the best young teams.
Yes, dude. I'm excited to see them
they're
perform.
They're a good team. They play like they've played together a million times.
Oh. You know what?
And Belgium's Belgium. Lukaku's not in form right now, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he turns it on. Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. De Bruyne is in form.
Mm-hmm.
He is a monster. He's the best midfielder in the world right now.
Ooh. Yeah.
Who you got anyone above him? Yeah,
I can't. I'm saying
definitely
that, but
in
I'm
the Prem, at least in the Premier League, he's by far the best.
Yeah.
And then worldwide, you got some. Obviously, the Madrid boys are playing out of their mind in the midfield.
Yeah, I have an argument for Modric, but I think right now, I think Haaland has just sparked new life into De Bruyne. So.
Yeah, Haaland. You could talk about him for forever.
Yeah,
he's Man Crush Monday material on a Tuesday. But no, and also I didn't notice it, but I'm gonna close it out. France, way too talented of a team, right? No way they fall for like the World Cup winners curse where they don't make it out of their group. No way. There's no way, right? Just like there's no way any Eagles players get hurt. No way.
What's your problem, man? Why do you keep? That's like 3 times. All right. Anyways, but I didn't notice it until now. Denmark is in their group, and they lost to Denmark 2-0 in a very bad fashion. Mind you, not a meaningful game. It's a friendly. They don't care. Who cares? Mbappe will turn it up. Something to look out for in the rematch game. I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm excited for the World Cup. I'm excited for Week 4 coming up. I'm excited for all this. November is going to be a powerhouse. I'm actually excited for November. Powerhouse with the World Cup, football, our first interview. I can't wait. It's going to be great, but we have to get through October in this spooky season and more great episodes to come.
Yes, sir. Halloween season almost here, boys. Almost here.
But, so I think that's going to do it for our episode today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Got that going. We're going to try to get this TikTok going. You a little viral on TikTok because, that's how it is.
The Instagram, what's the handle?
It's post_2_post23. I don't like the handle. I'm trying to fix it.
We're going to change it soon.
We're trying. I'm trying real hard. But, yeah, go us to follow there. Post some content. We're also going to post this episode tonight. Make sure it's up and ready. I'm trying to get it done by the evening tonight. So yeah, episode 3 for post.
If not tonight, by tomorrow.
For sure, 100%. But yeah, it was a good one today. I'm excited. It's gonna be a great rest of again for a 3rd episode in a row. Great rest of the season for all these sports, and I cannot wait. You know what? October. We'll get through October because of basketball season. We've been sleeping on it. Can't wait. Sixers gonna go crazy. Bucks can suck it. They ain't gonna do nothing. Let's go. Philly
Wizards,
on top.
Though.
Okay. That's going to end it. That's it. We're out of here.